Hey, how are you? Dave Crane back again. And yesterday I must have wound up some people. I wound up people all the time. I'm married. I know exactly what it feels like, but I wound up people. Here's the thing. Look, if you have a comment to make, share it. If I feel that it's worth sharing with everybody, fine. If you want to do hater or troll stuff and I'm not interested, keep it to yourself and go hate and troll somebody else. I just delete it and delete and block you as well. Now, everything I say to you is 100% true from what I believe at the time. I'm happy to be wrong. I love being wrong. I have no issue with being wrong. My ego doesn't bother me. I love to be educated and get better at doing what I do. But here's a caveat I'll put into the show from now on. Everything I say to you from this point on until the day I die is a lie. All of it's made up, none of it's true. Okay? So you can't sue me, but some of it might be true and some of it might be from experience. Here's the thing, right? I don't actually tell lies. Why? Well, because the fact is, if you do this, I say they say, it's just like the orange guy. People are telling me, people say this, right? I've been told that for every lie you say, then you've got to have another 15 lies to cover for that lie. So therefore, if you tell another 15 lies, you've got to be able to cover for each of them with another 15, which means if you calculate it, that works out to be 10, 100, 150. It turns out to be quite a lot of lies. I don't lie because I can't be bothered to keep on top of it and know how many I should be doing. I just tell you what's in my head, and hopefully with the show, 10 minutes every day, I share with you something that makes you feel good. And then you too can get your cup of tea and you can say cheers. If people don't like it, they can kiss my brown big. Oh, got that out of my system. Feel better now. There we are. So, love your comments. Love to find out where you're from. Share it, like it, comment on it. Do anything you want with it, really. It's a free show. I'm not charging you for it. And of course, if you're looking for somebody, I've got something I was going to share with you. I'm not going to share it yet. I'm going to wait until it's in my hands and signed, and then I can tell you. And you'll go, wow, that's pretty impressive. And I'll go, yep. It is. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. I've got some articles lined up for you, by the way. Before I start any of that, let me just say, first of all, that if you want to catch every single show and you miss it on the social media that you're following right now, it's dead simple. All you have to do is go to my YouTube channel, which is Dave Crane. It's very easy to remember. It's my name, Dave Crane. Okay? And so when you get there, you'll see lots of different videos and so on and blah, blah, blah. And you'll see lots of different celebrity people and all the stuff that goes with it. If you want to catch me on my other channel, then that's going to be here, which is, let me just find the profile, and it should be there. Right, so that's it. My other channel is here on LinkedIn. I share articles, I share ideas, I share pictures and videos, some of the stuff that doesn't go on this show, even though this show is taking up quite a lot of my time, and I don't really get time to do anything else. Hi, you're my kid, you're my wife, you're my dogs. Right, back to the show. No, it's only 10 minutes. That's why it's 10 minutes. It takes me about 3 seconds to research it. But when I was doing longer, when I was doing it was about 45 minutes to an hour and a half every day, it was taking forever. And nobody wanted to spend that long with me just doing that research, least of all my family. So if you want to know about how you can connect with me, you go to speakonstage.com, which is here, and then you'll see everything you need to. Oh, sounds like a big advert. I don't want to spend that long on that. What I do want to talk about today is rather more interesting. I've got some stuff to share with you from magazines and newspapers. I always give you the source of where you can find it, because therefore you can go and you can sue them. So everything I share with you, you can find on my Flipboard account. My Flipboard account is here. Okay, so go to flipboard.com, go to Dave Crane, which is there. You can see my Black Panther finger pointing at it right there. And you can see all the different articles that I'm talking about. Here's one about using influencers to build rapid awareness for your product. Fascinating. Why has it got cats there? I don't know, but somebody thinks they do, and so that's not bad. So lots of things here. I will share with you this article about how the rise. Let me just move to one side. Oh, by the way, tell me where you're from, and say hello and hi. It's always good to know that I'm not just talking to myself. And I'll say hi back because I love you. In a good way, not in a creepy kind of, why is that man still outside our house in his car? Why is he staring at us? Not like that, in a high kind of way. I don't know where your house is. And I'm in Dubai, and I very rarely leave my house unless I'm walking my dogs. Because if you open the gate and say, walk yourself, they never come back. So anyway, I wanted to share with you something different today because I think we're deep into the video vault and talk about the rise of the economy when it comes to the gig economy. Because the great resignation is happening around the world. People are turning around and saying, I don't want to work in an office anymore. In fact, a survey in America said that 30% of young people, which is anybody younger than me, I'm years old, said that if they had to come back to an office and they were forced to and didn't get the options of working elsewhere, they would probably leave the job, preferring to go into the lack of security and lack of pension, lack of medical, and lack of insurance style of being on your own, but you get to sit in the coffee shop and eat cake. In fact, coffee is not a bad thing, and neither is cake. And you should always have coffee with cake, or biscuits, or cookie, but maybe not for your health, so don't sue me from the cookie. Cocky? Don't sue me for the cocky. Getting back to the story at hand. We weren't talking about that, just changing the subject rapidly. Here's the thing about the rise of the gig economy, which is fascinating because it's influencing the workforce. First of all, and you can see this on entrepreneur.com, which is a well-known publication, just in case you didn't know, talking about the rise of the gig economy, saying there that it goes all the way back to between 2007, 2008. And if you didn't know about that, and what happened, of course, is people were going through all sorts of challenges with their work. So people started working on their own. And by 2017, 55 million Americans were part of that gig economy. And that's growing all the time. Of course, COVID's driven people to work from home. And the growth of the gig economy in many ways is people just choosing, I don't want a 9 to 5. I want a 9 till whenever. And I want to learn at home and do what I want with different companies all around the world and spend more time with my family. So you can read all the facts there about digital nomads. And in fact, in some countries, Estonia, I think it is, they will give you a trade license just to work from coffee shops because they realize that's how a lot of people want to work, especially young people, which is really cool. So you can read all that stuff there about the workforce and the future of the US and so on. And I find it really fascinating. Something like 55 million people in the US, which is about 36% of the actual workforce, I've been told, but I just glanced at that article there, saying that they would much prefer the option, at least of starting a side hustle. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to dig into the mindset I believe you need to be effective if you're going to go down your own route and create your own stuff, which I think is really important. I did some stuff on this yesterday. I'll do some more stuff on branding and creating your own particular legacy and your direction. I'm going to train people with the Industry Icon program, which I talked about at length before. You can go to it by going to here and go to theiconinitiative.com. Well, it's not really. It's go to Speak on Stage and click on it, and you can get training for free. There you go, a free course for you on how you can learn all about the stuff that I'm talking about. But to go back to our current subject, if you want to know how to be more effective by doing what you do that you really love and what you're really good at and what people will pay for, you need to go down the direction of treating it like art. I read a brilliant book by Seth Godin all about the Icarus strain, I think it was called, or something. But it's all about the idea that you create art. People won't like it, but some people will like it, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't stop you doing it. And I want to share with you a clip of me on stage in Mumbai. It was in Delhi, actually, now I think about it, in India. Clearly before pandemic, because nobody's wearing masks and people are a little bit closer than you want them to be. But that's hopefully the way the world will be once again, once everybody's been vaccinated. And yes, you should be vaccinated. So let's take a little trip into Video Vault and see that. You have to become an artist in what you do. I'm going to share with you a selfie video later on of how I've started creating art, and it is a bit weird to do. So you're saying, what do you mean be an artist? Well, share the what you do with your audience. But let them pay to find out how you do it, and let them make sure that you're the who that they work with. So imagine you're a plumber. If you've been a plumber, and I apologize, you probably didn't do it this way. So you're a plumber, and you go to somebody's house, and you say, hello, Mrs. Smith. She goes, hello. And you say, she speaks as Mrs. Smith. Okay, she starts it. So, hello. And you say, right, what's the problem? Well, the sink's leaking. That's her. The sink's leaking. So you open up the sink, you have a look around, but what you do is you get your phone. And you say, right, here we are at Mrs. Smith's kitchen, and we're going to work out how to fix this sink. Is that okay, Mrs. Smith? Yes, carry on, she said. So there you go, underneath the sink, and you fix everything, and you do the video on how it's done. Well, what happens then is once you've finished, thank you, Mrs. Smith, you can go now. Once you've finished, then that video will go out there. Now, is it interesting to see how to fix a sink? Not particularly, unless you're a real sink fetishist. But what it does is it means when people look for somebody who's a plumber, they've got used to watching you. And so they want to call you first, even if you're not the best. So there you are, that's all about creating your art, and don't be scared to do it. Let's just pick up on where we were leaving it there. So therefore, if you are a plumber, yeah, I mean, it's not an arty job, but it doesn't matter whether you're an accountant or you make shoes or you do anything. Take a pride in it and create art around it. Be creative, because that's what the world is crying out for right now. They want to see who's influential, who's got a personal brand, and you can do it in any subject. So for instance, if you're looking for what that should truly mean, let's take a look at this diagram very briefly. So the 3 circles I've mentioned before, and yes, you can say, Dave, what about the ikigai? And I will say, I'll save the ikigai for another story, but you can Google it. It's in Japanese. Okay, so what are you the best at doing? What do you love doing? And what will drive your economic engine? When you've got that, that's your win. That's what you should be doing for the rest of your life. And when you start working on that, you should really expand. Otherwise, all you're doing is just becoming self-employed. But what you want to be seen is an industry expert, an industry icon, somebody that the world turns around, or at least in your location. But the thing is, location means nothing. We're all different parts of the world, all looking in, because there's a flat earth with the internet making it flat, not because the world is flat. Just telling you. I have to say this every time because people go, I told you, Dave says it's flat as well. Dave does not say it's flat. The world's round. Like the globe. That one. See? That's what the world is like. But it doesn't have Dave Crane written on it in real life. Or does it? So create that art and be prepared for people to hate what you do. Be prepared for people to love what you do. Be prepared for people to be completely ignorant and say nothing. That's not the point. If you've got it inside you, you have to get it out. Otherwise, it will burn a hole and you'll never find out how good you could be. The most famous and most revered of all artists is probably Vincent van Gogh, who died depressed with no money and cut his own ear off. And after he died, people turned around and said, wow, what a genius. If only he'd told us. Well, he didn't have a Facebook group, didn't have the internet, and you do. So take your opportunity to create art around what you do. If you're not sure what that means, contact me directly. Honestly, DM me. I'd be more than happy to share with you what I think in that whole concept and even work with you on it. If you want to know more about it and spend more time with me, I've got a video or a series of videos for free that can help you do all that stuff. So very quickly, just going back to this again, if you look at the URL here, it's actually, if you go to Speak on Stage, the website, it's all on there anyway. But you're looking for this page, Become an Industry Icon. It's called the Industry Icon Initiative, and it will tell you how to get your act together. So if you're considering starting your own business or doing something really special, then this will really help to get you on track to where you truly need to be. So there we are, that's today's show. I could spend more time, but you don't want that. It's enough time to grab a cup of coffee or a tea or a biscuit and a juice or water or anything stronger. It's up to you. Or maybe you have a mime and you're going like that, cheers. And you're thinking that could be pina colada or something, or crab. Don't know how you got that. So with that, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Dave Crane Daily will be back, same time every day. But if you watch me after the live broadcast, then I can be back whatever time that you want to. Make sure you're kind to leave a share, a comment, a like, anything you want, because we want to get it out to as many people as possible so they can plan their day just to feel a little bit better. So from me, have a wonderful day. Look after yourself, stay groovy, and ta-ra! That's English for ta-ra.